Lauren's trying hard to stay positive, but the reality of Perth properties has produced a very shaky start to her dream of a new life down under. Finding the right jobs in Australia will be key for her to come close to affording the home and lifestyle she yearns for. Back in the UK, Lee runs his own bespoke flooring business.
I go in-house and design the floors with the customer. It's kind of put me in a different league, which has worked, and it's paid dividends back already.
Lauren's the main visa applicant. Having retrained as a midwife 7 years ago, she's been hooked on the job ever since.
I think with midwifery and nursing, they're the type of jobs that you have to have a passion for.
Lauren's confident about finding work down under, but worries for Lee.
With Lee's particular occupation, it really is unknown territory.
For me to have to take this and start all over again in Australia, it's not something that I want to even contemplate at the moment.
If he doesn't find suitable work, then he will absolutely not be on board for wanting to make the move.
There's a huge amount riding on today if Lauren's ever to achieve the dream life she wants for her family. To check out job opportunities for the couple, first up, we've arranged for Lauren to visit Joondalup Health Campus, where she's met by expat midwife Michelle.
Hi Lauren, I'm Michelle, one of the midwives here. Welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
So this is our ante and postnatal wards. We've got 30 beds here.
Working with the NHS, a move could see Lauren transferring to the private sector down under, something Michelle's got experience of.
I moved over from the public system into here. I've had no regrets, any problems at all. You go straight to the consultants. We don't have any junior doctors here.
So it does seem to be quite different from the UK then?
It is, but not in a negative way.
Sounds encouraging. Meanwhile, Lee meets up with expat Kevin, who owns a flooring business.
Hi mate, how are you?
Hi there.
Kevin.
Lee.
Nice to meet you.
Lee's anxious to know if his skills are in demand in Perth.
We've been doing floors here for nearly 11 years. There's so many new houses getting built all the time that it gets that busy that most companies can't handle the work that they've got.
No shortage of work then.
How would it work for somebody like me coming out on my wife's visa, just branch out on my own?
Most of the businesses in Perth that do floors actually subcontract the works out.
That's exactly how Lee works in the UK, but what if he needed a kickstart in the industry down under?
If you've just arrived from the UK and you don't know the market or you don't know enough people, there is people like myself that would be the option available to you to take full-time employment.
That's Lee reassured. Back at the hospital, Michelle and Lauren discuss working hours.
There's an early, a late and a night shift. Early's are 7 till 2:30. Late shifts are 2 till 9:30, and a night shift is 9 till 7:30 the next morning.
That's 4.5 hours less than the shift pattern Lauren currently works.
It does sound that work-life balance here in Australia is definitely more achievable.
So Lauren could get more family time. What about Lee?
I kind of tend to work maybe 6 days a week and anywhere from sort of 10 to 14 hours a day. What are your kind of working hours?
An average 8-hour day, 3 o'clock sort of thing.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Right, good. Right.
If it's a Friday, probably finish at 12. but it's truthfully.
Lee can't quite believe what he's hearing.
And that's why we're here. You know, you don't want to be working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week if you can avoid it, especially if you've got a young family.
Yeah.
So both Lee and Lauren could enjoy more time with the children in Australia, but they still need to talk salaries.
You'd come in as a level 1 nurse midwife, and that equates to around $68,000 a year before any accruements or any extra shift penalties.
At £36,000, that's almost $10,000 more than Lauren currently brings home.
Wow, that sounds really impressive. That's considerably more than what I'm on in the UK.
Great news for Lauren, but Lee will have to up his earnings too if he's ever to contemplate a change.
5-day week where you're working every day, you've got a job every day, you'd be looking at about 100,000 Australian dollars annually. So maybe in pounds, you know, I think it's about 50,000 or something pounds, close to that.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's an increase of approximately £15,000 a year. More money for less hours is music to Lee's ears.
Just really good news. It's just kind of blown me away a bit, really. Everything's great. Yeah, can't wait to tell Lauren.
Will her prospects be as good?
We're actually at the moment recruiting, and I think internationally there are a shortage of midwives.
That's great, so there's a demand for my job here.
There is, absolutely. We've got a large proportion of overseas British midwives and nurses that work in here.
That sounds perfect, thank you so much.
When they meet up, Lauren's anxious to find out what kind of day Lee's had.
Come on, put me out of my misery. What happened with you? I've been thinking about you all day.
Right. With the skills that I've got, I would definitely find work. The money side of it, kind of looking at about $100,000
A year?
a year.
That's amazing.
I think it's made me feel a whole lot better that, you know, that everything's could fall into place for us.
No prizes for guessing how this vote might go.
Based on what we've heard today about the jobs, our vote goes to... Australia! Everything that I've heard today has just ticked every box.
It's a bit of a no-brainer.
Can have a family life and still have a good living as well.